Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my very first ever model kit review. Today we're going to be talking about the Cannon Class Destroyer Escort from 3D Wild and Blandy Maquetes Navais. I do not represent either company. They have not asked me to do this. I bought this kit with my own money because I've always liked a certain vessel from this class of ship. The Cannon Class Destroyers were mostly used as convoy escorts during World War II. Many of them did survive and move on to other countries after the war. The most famous of these, and the reason why I picked one up, is the USS Eldridge. And it's famous not necessarily for what it did during the war, but more for the paranormal story that grew up around it, known as the Philadelphia Experiment. If you've ever heard of it, the ship basically was used for visual camouflage using electromagnetic fields, and it magically disappeared from Philadelphia Harbor, reappeared in Norfolk, and then instantaneously reappeared back in Philadelphia with major damage to the ship and crew. The story has pretty much been completely debunked, and even the guy that created the story has pretty much said he made it up. But it generated two really bad movies in the 80s and 90s. It's a fun little story, and now we have the ability to build a kit. So let's get into it, and we'll talk about what comes in the box, how it's made, etc., and go from there. Opening the box, you'll see that it's chock full of 3D printed and photo etched parts. Starting off with the decal sheet, you can see we have multiple flags, multiple registrations. You can build pretty much any ship that was in this class for whatever country it was in the Navy for. U.S., we have Philippines, we've got Argentina, Japan, Greece, etc. Moving on, there's some photo etch railings from Xuan Yu, 200 scale generic railings. Your instruction sheet in basically color. The hull, as you can see from the instruction sheet, is in two halves, and we'll go over that here in a minute. You can see all the different parts and pieces and deck fittings moving along in a relatively straightforward assembly process. And then you get a color guide for the Navy. MS-22 camouflage. Most ships were in MS-22, including the Eldridge, which makes painting relatively easy for this kit. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the part you all want to see, which is the actual parts of the ship that you get in this kit. As you can see, I've already glued the two halves together. You can see some of the print lines, so there will need to be some priming and sanding, but that's okay. But you have extremely delicate detail. As you can see right here, we've got the propeller guards built onto it already. You've got some underside bracing up there along the gun decks. You've got the detail for the decking. It's really, really quite detailed. It's going to come out real nice with just a coat of primer and paint. It's amazing, the modern ability now with 3D printing. These are built-in pedestals, so you don't have to search for them. You can just go ahead and pop them on and glue them in, and they'll stand right up. Again, the detail and the design thought is really, really nice for this kit. Here's some of the myriad of smaller pieces. We've got some, looks like the radar, some different stands, vent work, different equipment. There's some, you can see some binoculars in there, excuse me, all kinds of stuff just on this one, and they're very well protected with these cages. Here's a larger set of parts. You've got some deck work. Looks like the main funnel for the ship. Some piping. Really, really, really finely detailed. Really, really well printed. Here's some Orcolon cannons. some ammo boxes. The gun barrels are extremely thin. It looks great. Here's a very large 3D print portion with the main deck houses, the bridge area. It's just incredibly well done. See now some even smaller accessory pieces. I'm not really sure what any of these are. And forgive me, I don't have the exact terminology down. I deal with airplanes for a living. I don't deal with ships. But I'm at that age where I need to start reading books about submarines and things like that. So here we go. This has some ladders, some more deck houses, all kinds of just fittings and just vent work as well. We got floater nets. We've got, again, more gun tubs. Looks like possibly depth charge racks or something in there. It's just all just really well done. A torpedo launcher. Definitely depth charges and racks. So the Cannon class is pretty well armed, even for being a fairly small vessel. It would get the job done. We've got some more guns and racks here. These look to be the main 5-inch guns that go on the forward portion of the ship. And then the last set of parts are all masts and piping, and they're extremely well packed and printed. I'm just blown away by how well this is done. And then the last little bit you get is some actual detailed anchor chain. This kit, I'm really, really excited to get into building it. I have a couple other kits ahead of it that I need to get done. I'm doing a review on HMS Naya, the Trumpeter 1350 kit, that eventually I'll have done here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And then I can get started on Eldritch. It's, like I said, it's not a real well-known vessel, but it's just a fun story. And it's going to look really unique on a contest table or at your local model club or even on your shelf. Maybe you had a relative that served on one of these things. You can get them through 3D Wild's website. Again, I'm not connected to the company, either company, in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to start doing reviews. If you guys like it, feel free to subscribe to either my TikTok or my YouTube channel. I'll do these off and on. I do have a small child and a wife and a full-time job, so it won't be all the time. But if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. If not, just tell me so, and I will stop. I do apologize for the bad lighting. I'm working on a better lighting setup and all that as we go ahead. So, again, keep an eye out. I've got a couple more kits ready to review as well. One being the Key Class Super Yamato paper battleship and the Takao kit, deluxe kit, both by Beaver, Verifier, Border. They're all kind of the same company, different names. So, see you soon. Thanks.